Lawyers for the big tobacco companies are paid big bucks to pay attention. And because they spotted something that state lawyers and lawmakers missed, big tobacco is now off the hook for millions of dollars intended to help New Mexicans suffering from cancer. News 13's Katie Kim went on special assignment to uncover how this could happen.
Emma Katobi does a lot of sitting and waiting these days.
It's been very hard.
Take some deep breaths in and out through your mouth.
Emma's mom was diagnosed with stage 3 lung cancer in August. The family was in this same spot just 2 years ago.
My father was diagnosed with stage 4 lung cancer, and he only lasted like 2 months from diagnosis.
Emma says having UNM's cancer center nearby, then and now, has been crucial.
They become very weak, and travel is hard.
It's not just the treatment patients get here. Dr. Martin Edelman says the research to understand why people like Emma's mom get sick is just as important. But that research is in jeopardy.
We would be severely hurt with a cut in funding.
Programs like UNM's Cancer Center are funded in part by big tobacco companies. It was all part of the settlement states made 15 years ago with companies like Marlboro and Camel. Big Tobacco agreed to pay hundreds of millions of dollars to help treat patients with smoking-related illnesses. New Mexico collects around $40 million a year, but that funding is about to take a big hit.
How much money are we talking?
We don't know the answer to that right now.
What we do know, New Mexico could see a reduction in the ballpark of $10 million, possibly more, for just next year. Assistant Attorney General Ari Birnoff says the cuts could continue for years to come.
So why did this happen? According to an independent panel of retired federal judges, New Mexico failed to uphold its end of the deal with big tobacco companies.
The agreement included New Mexico regulating cigarettes sold by smaller companies, not part of the settlement, to ensure a level playing field. But the panel found New Mexico didn't live up to that promise in the year 2003.
Why didn't the state regulate those cigarettes?
None of the states had a 100% success rate. This was a new law. It had only been on the books for a few years.
Birnoff says it's a classic David versus Goliath situation. Big Tobacco is now penalizing New Mexico for not regulating a tiny fraction of the 70 million cigarette packs sold 10 years ago.
It's that few cigarettes. They don't even fill up a single trailer truck.
And if you thought it couldn't get any worse, this might not be just a one-time multi-million-dollar cut. This ruling is just for 2003. New Mexico could be on the hook for not regulating smaller companies in 2004, 05, all the way up until last year.
Future years, we expect, will be the subject of dispute.
This decision came about of an independent arbitration panel. Who should shoulder the blame for this in New Mexico?
I think it has to be shared.
From the legislature to the attorney general, officials say they wish they knew how far Big Tobacco would take the fine print.
Deep breath. These are everyday people.
Everyday people, like Emma's family.
A lot of grandkids and great-grandkids.
Together, fighting a deadly disease. On special assignment, Katie Kim, KRQE News 13.
The Attorney General's office says it may challenge the penalty, but admits that reversing an arbitration panel ruling is more difficult than a regular court ruling. The actual penalty amount will not be specified until early next year.